The Democratic Republic of Congo's new president and his predecessor have agreed to a coalition government. This follows disputed elections in December. But opposition parties say the move will help, I should say, former President Joseph Kabila influence politics despite relinquishing the presidency after 18 years in power. Joining us in studio now to talk to us about this is the Vice President of the opposition party M17, that's Madame Gugu Itambo. Madame, thank you very much for joining us in Johannesburg. Talk to us about the current state of politics in your country at the moment, post-elections. How's the situation in the DRC?
The situation in DRC today, I can say it's a bit calm, but it's that kind of calm just before the storm, you know.
Why would you say that?
I would say that because people are not happy and the election wasn't fair. That it's not like everyone know that it was not fair, and African leaders and international committee just endorsed that situation and impose us a new president who was not elected actually. So they are saying that it's calm, but I believe it's the kind of calm before the storm.
Critics would say, look, you sit in the opposition benches, so it would be expected of you to be critical of the new administration. But something more concerning, perhaps, on your part, is this new deal that's been struck between former President Joseph Kabila's party and the party of the new President Felix Tshisekedi. Talk to us about this agreement and this talk that it is likely to guarantee Joseph Kabila immunity from prosecution.
I believe this is the point. I cannot talk about detail of the agreement because I'm not part of it. But the question to ask is how that the president, the so-called president, came to the power. He doesn't have majority at the parliament. Kabila still have 300 seats in the parliament. The new president have at least roughly 50. So who is the real president? Isn't Kabila? And I don't understand why people can't not see that, you know, and saying that everything was fine and Congolese people did election and for the sake of alternance, political alternance, they are saying, yeah, it's fine, you just keep quiet and accept and prepare yourself for the next election.
Do you believe that former President Joseph Kabila is likely and possibly still is running the country behind the scenes, though?
Yes.
How is Felix Tshisekedi likely to respond to that? Because effectively what you're calling him is a puppet president.
Yeah, but also human being, we never know. Maybe he will do something after, you know. I mean, like in Angola, you know, the President Dos Santos just do the handover with the actual president. Then he started to chase his own people. Maybe we'll have the same situation, but I don't believe that Felix Tshisekedi has enough power to do it to Kabila, because Kabila is still holding everything. The army, the police, the Senate, the governors. How are we going to do?
So effectively, Joseph Kabila, you say, still is very much in power.
Yeah.
It's interesting the countries who were involved in concluding this coalition agreement, if you like. It's said that it was facilitated by Kenya and supported by Tanzania and Egypt. The interesting country, though, that has decided that they're not going to endorse this because they're saying that they want, quote-unquote, details of this agreement and the implications it will have for the Congolese people. That's us in South Africa here. Talk to us about that. Do you agree with Kenya having been a facilitator? What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts on South Africa holding back?
The position of Kenya, for me, is more like a godfather position than like really a political position. Because if it was politics, they will also give opportunity to opposition to talk and put everything together, then we can say, okay, we have like a general agreement where everyone is happy. They cannot just talk to the president and say everything is fine. But according to South Africa, I will say, yeah, maybe they were not part of those 3 countries, but I want to mention that they were the first one to congratulate the new president, so I believe, this is my own perception, they were happy with that. And I feel like, where is that Africa, Nelson Mandela, Nyerere, and Gaddafi, all those great leaders fought for? The Africa we are seeing today is not that one. That new generation of leaders are just killing Africa. And this is so sad for me to say that. We need to have like people to rely on. And since January, I've been jumping all African country, SADC country, and no one is listening to me. No one is giving me even a chance to talk and to explain them that what's going on in Congo is not correct. And people are just talking about our minerals and resources. No one is taking care of people. People are dying every single day.
Madam Mitambo, we completely out of time, but I've got to put this to you. How volatile is the situation in the DRC? Would you say that a war might break out? We're not trying to be alarmist, but I just want to get a sense from you.
Anything can happen, any soon.
Thank you very much for your time. That's Madame Gugu Itambo. She is the Vice President of the opposition party in the DRC. That opposition party's name is the M17. Sorry about that.